Yeah.
Indeed. So requesting you to stay on with us as we're tracking some further updates, this time from East Asia. We're now learning that Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi warned that a Chinese maritime blockade of Taiwan could create a survival-threatening situation for Japan, raising alarm over regional security. Now, her remarks have highlighted Tokyo's growing concern about potential Chinese military actions near the island. Now, in response, China's Consul General in Osaka, Jian, posted on social media that there would be no choice but to, and what I'm saying is what he stated, and I'm quoting, cut off that filthy head without a moment's hesitation, unquote. Now, these comments were a direct reference to Takaichi. Shui also shared an article discussing Japan's potential responses to a Chinese attack on Taiwan and added the question, are you ready? Though this post was later deleted, Japan quickly condemned the comments. Chief Cabinet Secretary Minoru Kihara has called the remarks extremely inappropriate and has stated that the government has lodged a formal protest with Beijing, demanding a clear explanation. Kihara has noted that Shui made multiple inappropriate statements. Meanwhile, China's foreign ministry has responded and declined to comment on the social media post, branding it as a personal post. Meanwhile, it has urged Japan to take the matter seriously and investigate the online content, stop harmful commentary, and reconsider its policies on Taiwan. Beijing has also accused Japan of making wrongful and dangerous remarks, emphasizing historical responsibilities and regional stability. Still with us on the broadcast is Mr. Collins Chong-Yu Keat. Quite the inflammatory statements coming in from the Consul General of China in Osaka. These are rather strong remarks coming in. What do you make of them on the outset? The Chinese government is clearly trying to distance itself from its representative, but he is, of course, representing China on a formal note, a formal position in Japan. What could the implications be? Could this spiral out of control?
Well, China sees any Japan-Taiwan linkage as, crossing this threshold of the emotional historical appeal. It cuts far deeper, than U.S.-China dynamics. So whenever Japan speaks on Taiwan, Beijing's sensitivity, simply just multiplied because of this unresolved historical legacy of the Second World War. And of course, so China shifts this focus to history to delegitimize Japan's right to comment on Taiwan. And of course, also we have seen how China is firing this three-pronged narrative on Japan, from legal perspective, from historical perspective, and as a political warning also, all at once. And Beijing is telling Tokyo that stay out of these cross-strait relations, stay out of our internal affairs, or expect consequences in our bilateral ties. So this is also directed at the U.S. alliance system, and with the warning shot that don't ever use Taiwan as a level or as a leverage. So this appeals also, of course, to domestic nationalism, to regional audiences with lingering World War II memories. But all in all, we can say that Takaichi is being seen now as a truthful speaker by the Japanese domestic audience. And of course, he has been well received by the domestic audience in Taiwan. But Beijing sees Takaichi as increasingly, being out of control in terms of how she frames Japan's relations with Taiwan. Although not reaching at the threshold of recognizing Taiwan's independence, still any moves or actions or words that are being seen as supporting the cause of peaceful and stable Taiwan would then be seen as infringing on the One China system, pretext to use this as a warning to Tokyo that this would jeopardize bilateral relations. So what we have seen now is exactly happening at this moment. And so I foresee that Takaichi will continue to maintain trade relations and.
All right, sir, there seems to be a network issue at your end. We've lost your connection over there. But in the meantime, I'd like to thank you for taking out time, of course, sharing your analysis with us on NewsX World. Viewers, we're tracking some further updates coming in. Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet has met with South Korea's Foreign Minister Cho Hyun at the Peace Palace in Phnom Penh to strengthen bilateral cooperation and address rising online scams targeting citizens of both countries. The meeting follows the death of a 22-year-old South Korean student in Cambodia, which sparked concerns over cyber fraud and safety. Hun Manet and Cho Hyun discussed measures to crack down on scam operations and protect citizens. Last month, Cambodian authorities deported 64 South Koreans allegedly involved in cyber scam operations, and both sides are now finalizing a memorandum of understanding to launch the Korea-Cambodia Joint Task Force. Well, viewers, that's all the time we have for. In the meantime, we're dipping into a quick short break.